We welcome to Dirty Fanatics United. Falcon fans, Falcon Nation, Dirty Fanatics United is coming at you live on a Sunday morning. Atlanta Falcons versus the Carolina Panthers pregame show. You are listening to your boy Chase Cravey, your host here at DFU, and my co-host, Mr. Robert, the other two co-hosts at the game, Philip, Cody. Big shout out to those two guys. Falcon fans, hit that like button, leave a comment. We are talking Dirty Bird football, which could be potentially, Robert, the last pregame show of the season. Robert, what's going on, man? How are you doing? Glad to have you join me here on the Falcons versus Panthers recap show. Robert, what's going on, brother?
Doing good. Just looking forward to getting this game in today, and still a lot at stake. A lot of people are already waving the white flag and throwing in the towel, but we're still in this, and we haven't been in the division race this far into the season in quite a while.
Yep.
Anything can happen. I mean, we can't really root for the Saints, but we can always root for the Bucs to lose.
Absolutely, Robert. Big matchup today, as you stated before the podcast. If you win today, this is your first winning record since 2017, Robert. That is a big statement for Raheem Morris in his first year with his first year OC, first year DC here in Atlanta. So today's game, whether you make that playoff push or not, holds a lot of value for these Atlanta Falcons and what this future could tell of what this team could be. Another big game for your young rookie quarterback, your second starting game here in Atlanta, your third starting professional football game for Michael Penix Jr. against, to me personally, a very weak secondary. Jalen, their top cornerback over there, J.C. Horn, he is out for the season. There are a lot of banged up D linemen over in Panthers. So I look for Michael Penix Jr. to have a very significant game day today. Robert, your thoughts on Michael Penix Jr. facing up against the Carolina Panthers here, a chance to sweep two teams this year, not one, but two teams this year in the NFC South. That's another thing that Raheem Morris has brought to the table for these Atlanta Falcons. Robert, how are you feeling about this matchup for Michael Penix Jr. today in Atlanta at 1 o'clock?
It's going to be more experience for him. It's going to be a good learning experience for him. This kid has shown incredible poise in two starts, and I'll be honest with you. When we took him in the first round, I was disappointed. I was like, we could have got him later.
Yeah.
But it's like Kirk's not going to be around forever. We need a quarterback for the future, and I'd go back and watch some of his highlights at Washington, and he's an amazing athlete. He's an amazing quarterback. The future's bright with him, and just more needed experience today. Just hoping that we can come away with a win. As long as he doesn't make any mistakes, we should be fine.
Yeah, you hope to see Penix come out there today, Robert, and throw 0 interceptions, having officially won in each game of his NFL starts. The first one, we're not going to blame on Penix, but we'll throw that blame on Kyle Pitts. The second one definitely was on Penix. Maybe there was some controversial there that he was wanting a flag for the defensive holding when he threw that ball. But it's the NFL. No excuses made. 2 interceptions on the year, 1 touchdown officially in Washington, which carried you over to overtime. Robert, I think that game alone against Washington the past week is what really gave this kid some like welcome. Every kid gets that welcome to the NFL. To me, that was Penix's welcome to the NFL. You had the chance to take your team to overtime if you make this touchdown, and he does phenomenally well. He takes, even after the bad fumble, Penix gets the ball. It's like first and goal or like second and goal on the 30-yard line, and Penix gets you back down into red zone territory and delivers a dot to Kyle Pitts, I see big things for the future in Michael Penix Jr. You're absolutely right, Robert. When it broke the news that the Falcons selected Penix in the first round, my jaw dropped. I was like, yo, what are you doing? Like, there's so much talent out there on that board, and you grabbing a quarterback after you just pay what you pay Kirk. But like you said, Robert, it has worked phenomenal in Terry and Raheem's initial plan for Penix. Yes, it was early, but it happened. Penix is now your starting quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons. So, yes, solid pickup for Terry. And we hope to see this bridge continue to build for Penix, continue to wow people. And that's why this game holds so much weight to me. If you make the playoffs or if you don't, you have a young quarterback that's gaining confidence out there every game, every snap. And then he can only build more chemistry with those receivers when it comes into this offseason. So I'm excited for the Falcons, whether it's playoff push this season, whether it's win today, and then you still have to sit on the couch. I am proud of my Atlanta Falcons. I'm proud of a winning season if you win today. I'm proud of the fact that your defense leads the league in sacks since the bye week. There has been progression for this Atlanta Falcons team, and I'm excited to see what they can do today against the Carolina Panthers. Robert, the question goes to you. How many sacks today could the Atlanta Falcons potentially walk away with? Maybe in the end of the season game. How many sacks do they get today?
I think they get at least 3. Jimmy's figured out, he's finally figured out how to utilize his talent. Finally figured out, hey, maybe we don't need to keep defenders 10 yards off the line of scrimmage on every down, and hats off to Caden Ellis. I mean, my gosh, this kid has been the leader.
Caden Ellis has definitely been the leader this year.
And, we're getting sacks from, from different, all kinds of different. I mean, we're seeing Arnold Ebiketie step up. Eddie Goldman's been getting a lot of good pressure. I don't know how many of these guys are still going to be around next year, but, kudos to Jimmy Lake for figuring it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Him and Raheem Morris since the bye week have done some very, very deep cleaning to that defense. You've seen the defense that you've seen really in the first 2 games of the season. You didn't get the sacks in the first 2 games of the season, but you've seen a defense that was pretty nice in those first 2 games, and then it kind of dwindled out. And now it's back after the bye week, leading the league in sacks, over 15 sacks, up 14 or 15 sacks, I believe, maybe 13. I'm bad with number, Falcon fans. Omno in the chat says, #DFU, what a lovely Sunday for some Falcon football. Absolutely. Hope to see some more Sundays of some Falcon football. Well, really weekends and weekdays when these playoffs start hitting, man. Really hoping the Falcons can somehow sneak their way into the playoffs today. Like Robert said, hopes are very low for it to happen, but we are going to ride it out until the very, very end here for these Dirty Birds. So we hope to see a playoff berth here shortly, about maybe 3:45, 4 o'clock today. The Saints have absolutely clobbered the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for no ungodly reason why. And then the Falcons dog walk the Pansies today and make that playoff berth. That would be crazy. What a fantasy, Robert. What a dream come true if that happens today. What a celebration DFU will be having.
And even if we do get bounced in the first round, if we get in, I mean, you cannot look at this season as a failure if we make the playoffs.
Absolutely.
I mean, and actually a good friend of mine, he's a Steeler fan. He messaged me last night. He said, y'all can have Arthur Smith back. I'm like, no, thanks, buddy.
Well, I think they're like on a 4-game or 5-game losing streak right now with Smith. They held their division, and now they are no longer in first place. So,
nope. And their offense it's a dud right now. That they've just been
They've been figured out. Russell Wilson
exactly.
with Denver didn't really have much tape of Russell in Denver. Comes over, Smith's able to schematic different things with 2 different quarterbacks, and now it's like, fuck, we've been figured out. Kind of like, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago in Atlanta, maybe. Maybe that's what happened. Who knows? But Arthur Smith no longer here in Atlanta, and we love that because, man, that guy there, when they beat us week 1, it really ate at me because I was really wanting to dog walk his ass. But it is what it is, man. Robert, question goes to you, man. Give me, or really not a question, a statement. What is your, it is a question. It starts with what? What is your key to success here for these Atlanta Falcons to win the game today, to get that push for that continuous playoff thing that we talk about, and just to have a winning record here to end the season? What does the Falcons have to do that today?
Offensively, they just got to stick with what works, and that is the running game. And they have to get Tyler Algier more touches.
Yes.
Obviously, with Darnell Mooney being inactive today, the
Oh
pressure
man, is he
should.
seriously inactive? Are they going to really enact? He's
Yeah, he is.
eight
He's out for the
yards,
day.
Robert. Eight
Yeah,
yards, and the Falcons could have had two 1K rushing, receiving receivers this season since 2012. I was
yeah,
really pushing for that, Robert. Damn it.
yeah. I seen. I think it was Adam Schefter posted that he was going to be inactive today. So you know, but still, I mean, the the leaps and bounds that he's grown, since leaving Chicago and coming to us.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
I'm glad he's on our side, man. But yeah, offensively, I think just 1-2 punch with Bijan and Tyler. Make
You're going to see a lot of Hodge today, then, huh?
you
A
probably
lot of
yeah,
Khalil Hodge, probably.
obviously, and of course, Penix overthrew him a lot in the Commanders game, but it's only his second game. I mean, Penix is just going to get more comfortable as his career goes on. Just as long as he doesn't try to force things today in the passing game, I think we'll be fine. Defensively, just got to pressure the quarterback, bring him down, and just do what we've been doing.
Kick the New Year's off right with a dub, and hopefully that playoff push will continue to come. Robert, I agree with you. Absolutely. You have to get pressure on Bryce Young because let's be for real, Bryce Young started to heat up towards the end of the season here. He's making some good throws. I watched him against Tampa Bay. Some of those throws were dots. So
Yep.
secondary has to be ready to play football. Linebackers, bring the rush, bring Caden Ellis, get in his face, put Bryce Young in the dirt. Like Robert said, 3 predicted sacks today for the Atlanta Falcons. I'll go with 3 as well. The Atlanta Falcons could walk away today with 3 sacks on Bryce Young, still leading the NFL in sacks since the bye week, which is a huge stat to look at when you walk into the offseason. But that doesn't mean not to draft. That doesn't mean not to draft defense, Terry. Go defense, Terry. That's not what I'm saying. But I
We've
think
definitely got the offensive weapons to be good for years to come.
you got the offense, bro. You just got to make it click. If you need a lineman or so, go get you a vet in free agency, a well-established veteran that you know is going to protect Penix. Yeah, absolutely. Defense is my go-to when it comes to the draft this season. My recipe to success on offense, man. I'm piggy-tailing right here on Robert. You have to get Tyler, and you have to get the ball to Tyler. You cannot just let him come on the field and run 2 to 3 times, 5 times a game. Let Bijan get it started. Let Algier eat it up a couple bit. Then you just take off the top with Drake London, Penix. Let that chemistry continue to grow. The Kyle Pitts chemistry may be growing here with these two guys. Maybe this is the game where Kyle Pitts says, hey, I want to stay in Atlanta. I'm going to make it known today that I'm going to be a tight end in Atlanta next year. So maybe this is a game that you see that chemistry.
Possibly.
This offense fly high. You see Drake London with another 98 to 100-yard game. So this is a huge game to me, man. The recipe to success: get the run game started, keep Penix protected in the pocket, and deliver the deep ball. Be accurate this game, Penix, because there were a lot of overthrows last game, but that comes. Not one throw is not teachable with a full off season with these receivers, in my opinion.
Exactly.
I'm in the chat. Falcons elevated cornerback Lamar Jackson from practice squad for today, 1 game. Okay, so we may see some of that. They did make that move this year, so that maybe this is a guy where you say, hey, get out there and prove it to me. Prove me you want to be on this team next year. So we'll see what happens. Robert, give me a score prediction for today's game. We are officially 28 minutes away from live kickoff in Atlanta. Robert, score prediction for these Atlanta Falcons.
Let's see. Think we play a pretty balanced game on offense, but I think that we don't settle for field goals. I think we're actually going to cash it in quite a bit. I say we win today 28-16.
28-16. That's a good dub. I can walk away if this is the last game. I can walk away with that. I'll be happy with that, Robert. My prediction for today, I just got this feeling, bro. I'm like, this is to me, this is gonna be like the Giants game. I don't know why, but I feel like it's gonna be like a 36-16 type of game. The Atlanta Falcons dominate their last game. Penix gets that chemistry against that Panthers defense. Anytime a young rookie can win an NFC South game is huge because
Yes.
that's just building. That's just building on that opponent. Because I mean, it affected the Atlanta Falcons a lot when Jameis Winston was beating us, when Baker Mayfield was beating us the past prior years, when Tom Brady was coming through here beating us. Like an NFC South team, an NFC South rival team. Like that's why I see all these Saints fans talking about we're not going to win shit today. We're going to lay down. We don't want the Falcons going yada yada yada. There's still there's tension between those two teams. Like the Saints, I believe. I can't correct me if I'm wrong, right? But I think the Saints got blew out the first game, or it was a close game, and the Saints won an OT. Something happened, but the Saints lost, right?
Yeah.
The Saints lost that game, but I think it was a close battle. So maybe the Saints want their get back on this game. So who knows? Who knows what happens, man?
And if their players are any type of competitors, I mean, if you're going into the last game of the season with nothing to lose and you can screw a division rival out of the playoffs, why can't that be fuel for the fire?
Team that's going to win the NFC South. You tell me they don't want to beat that team?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Come on.
And it'd be even if they were playing us, if they were trying to bounce us out of it, head to head, the fire would be there,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I ignore what these fans say. I almost said Penix throwing for 3 touchdowns today. Hey, I see it, bro. I see it. That's the hot take for today. Robert, give me a hot take, and I'll give my hot take before we get up out of here and get ready to watch these Dirty Birds.
I agree. I think Penix throws 3 touchdowns, 2 to Drake London, and even though we've been kind of rough on him all year, and deservedly so, but I do like what I've seen out of Kyle Pitts, the last game, and
last week he looked
the
good.
third one goes to Kyle.
Yeah, last week, absolutely, Robert. He did look good. He had the good 15 to 20-yard completion for Penix on third down or second down, one of the two. And then he has the game-time touchdown to take you into overtime. So, yeah, I love what I see in the chemistry there. So maybe this can continue to grow here. My hot take is maybe Kyle Pitts gets another touchdown today. And for defense, let's go back to offense. Bijan Robinson for sure puts over 100 on the ground today.
Yeah.
This man, that man right there. That guy right there, that's a bad man, and he will run the ball on that Carolina Panthers defense. So I say the Atlanta Falcons have over 100 rushing yards today and 316 passing yards for Michael Penix. That's my hot for today.
I like it.
Falcon fans, hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and make sure you subscribe because you have the chance to win a pair of Apple AirPod Pros courtesy of our other co-host, Cody Keeler, man. It's been the Falcons pregame show here for DFU Falcons versus Carolina Panthers. Robert, give me your shout-outs here before we get ready to go watch these Dirty Birds. Hopefully, walk away with a winning record here on the season.
Well, shout out to the good Lord above. Without him, nothing's possible. And shout out to you, Philip and Cody, for letting me be a part of this greatest Falcon podcast in the world. I am honored and privileged to be a part of this. Shout out to our viewers, our subscribers. Without you guys, we can't do this, and we do it for you. I mean, we bring the Falcon content for the fans. We're always 100% honest, nothing fake about us. We call it like we see it, and that's the way it's always going to be. And of course, shout out to the Falcons themselves. I mean, we're last game of the season, and we're still in this. It's a long shot, but we've still got a shot, and just praying that they can pull this off today and, give us something, even if we get bounced in the first round, something to look forward to in the future. And as always, shout out to my family, Brianna, Peyton, Zach, and Christy. I love y'all. Rise up.
Rise up indeed, Mr. Robert. Glad to have you here on the Falcons versus Carolina Panthers pregame show. As Robert said, there is no podcast without you viewers. There is no podcast without people subscribing, liking, commenting, carrying the podcast. Really, guys, you carry these conversations to make this a 1-hour podcast. Obviously, it's pregame show today, so it's only going to be a 25-minute podcast. But Falcon fans, we really appreciate you guys. We don't do this for the fun of it. We do it because we love it, and we love bringing content to other Falcon fans because that's what our pride is. Dirty Bird football, baby. Take it all the way. Win, tie, lose, or draw. I'm a fucking Dirty Bird till I die, and that's just how it's always going to be. Falcon fans, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. It has been your Atlanta Falcons pregame show with DFU. Catch DFU live tonight, probably 8-ish, 8:30-ish, bringing you the Falcons Carolina recap. Now, if the Falcons somehow slip into the playoffs, we may be live right after the game. So just stay tuned, subscribe, ring the bell. Falcon fans, this is your boys, Cody. I said Cody. Yeah, we'll go ahead and give him a shout out. Shout out to Cody. Shout out to Philip. Shout out to the wife. Shout out to the babies. And shout out to the man above for giving us the opportunity to do this podcast. Robert, thank you for being here, man. It's your boys from DFU, man. A-Town down. Rise up.
Rise up.